Newman Spaces. I'm back in my space, man. I want people to think about something. I want people to think about how important it is to know something. And I want people to think about how unimportant it is for people not to know something. What they would call ignorant, to be ignorant, to ignore it, not even care about it. Look at the things that you care about, things that really mean something to you. Ask yourself, the things that mean something to you, does it mean something to others? And the reason why I say that is because ignoring the fact that some people are able to have different kinds of ways of being, or a way of living, or a way of going through things, that it may not be the same. So I say that because when you put people in a category of people, not only are we a category of people, but we are a category of people that has done many different things. If I put myself in a category as black, I take on the responsibility of all black people and everything that black people do. If I take on the responsibility of being me, I take on the liability for everything that I do. If I represent something, if I represent a city, a state, a country, I take on all the attributes of what it does, what it is. I feel like it's very confusing to people when they gotta continuously pick battles. To learn how to keep going against something. I don't believe a person is supposed to say they have to side with something because it's similar to it. So through propaganda and mass thought, quantitative processes, people together feel so similar without identifying why they can possibly be. In my country, there are many different ethnicities, which means that people come from different backgrounds and walks of life. That is a privilege, that is an honor to have so many people who come from different walks of life to have an understanding of what cultural diversity can actually be, seeing people from all over, living life on life terms. Beautiful. In an environment where you have to live that life on that life term, you would be subdued to that as well. You would do the same thing that that person is doing. Acknowledging that, create a confine. Say, in this confine, this does not happen. You will actually see the problem of something happening when it tries to mess up the order in which you put, and you will be able to stop it because you can see it coming. Imagine you're in a confine and it's an order in that confine. It's the same thing. If you're not going with the program, it will be acknowledged. So I say that to say this. Where we at in our environments is what's happening actually there. The diversity of seeing what other people go through or what somebody else go through or what somebody else can do is what we acknowledge that exists. That means it's there. Now, opportunity presents itself when it's like, I want to go live this kind of culture. Or I want to live this way. It's not about your race, not about your ethnicity. It's not about who you are. It's not about what you are. It's about what you're going to do. The small things, black, white, rich, poor, America, Russia, these are the things that make you choose a side. Democrat, Republican, man, woman. When you choose a side, it make you go against something. But to embrace something is all love. We don't know how to embrace, so it can't be all love. It's better to be able to choose your battles, to know what you would like to go up against or what would you not want to go up against wholeheartedly. So if ever you have to go against what you solely believed in, just maybe your heart will lead you in that right direction. I understand there's a lot of things that we see and we want because we see it and we want it. Not because we need it, because it's a desire. Some things we just don't need, and some things we just shouldn't want. It's not that simple when it's in your face every day with a narrative mixed with propaganda to tell you why you should want this or why you should need this. Something that many people don't desire, don't want, but later on will want it, and then is not accessible to them because of propaganda. It's chemistry. The world has a chemistry. Us as a people, as a race, humanity, we will evolve no matter what. But the intelligence that we are given is embedded in us already. The terms of the way that we live life is different. A lot of people ask for forgiveness for things that they don't even know that's not their fault. They're just living life. But that's why, as a saying, people that know better, it's harder for them because they can acknowledge. Acknowledging what we're going through as a people, acknowledging what could possibly happen, tremendously important. In your household, you run your household. In the streets, you do not. That means that in the household, if you don't teach about the streets, it's going to be a problem when your children or you are dealing with law. Most parents are not lawyers, so they can't defend you in the streets. But if they could tell you about the streets, you have a better chance of surviving in them. It's almost like the church, and it's almost like not being in church. If I can keep you in the house and explain to you what's outside, you have a better understanding of what to go through. Our children, our people, most of the times don't know about the laws of the streets. And when we keep them in the house, the churches or whatever, is to keep them away from what they could be blind to. There's certain people that can go in the streets and be guarded in the streets, knowing the rules of how it is. Once you go into these streets, you have no control of it. When I say streets, I mean leaving away from the people Leave it away from the people that mold and shape your mind every day for you to be okay. When you go around people that don't have to mold or shape your mind every day, you have to know how to interact with those kind of people. Not meaning good or bad, knowing that this is not a care and concern for that particular person, whether friend or anything else you create, associate in your mind, business partner, etc. In our society, we have goals. There should be goals. And some of the goals are to be thankful, to be praiseful. But when you want more and praise less, it's the more you're going to have to desire. The more you praise for what you have, the less you want. The more you click up with people or hang around people, the more their desires and wants become yours. That should be simple for you to understand. Relationship, etc. Somebody else wants something, you want it because they want it. They want it because you want it. So understand that. If you took the time out to listen, you learned a lot. You learned that it's best to choose your battle the best way you can and not worry about being down with a battle. You have the opportunity to not idolize. You have the opportunity to embrace. You have the opportunity to create out of everything that you liked, to make yourself out of all of the things you like, not out of just one person or one thing. You can create and build a frame of mind that you would like to have by taking things that you like from it and becoming you. You don't have to be all of something because you see something that you think is magnificent. Even that had to take from all in order to become what they become. Never look at something and want to be all of it. Never look at something and want to be it. Always look at the good things that it may have for you to embrace that and be able to say, I'm going to take some of this and become this with that. That's important. Very important. I'm in America. This country has a lot of people here, different ethnicities, walks of life. There are more beings that I don't even know of yet. But I tell you what, from the interaction of those that I have come into, they're here for a reason. No matter what it is, they're here for a reason. We're here for a reason. And if I choose to learn, or if I have to learn, that's just what happens. But to identify that there's more out there than just what you are is a blessing. And I'm going to leave it with this. Any person who want to be in the world by themselves is dead. And any person who want to be in the world with people is alive. So when you think that you're just the best and you should be away from everybody, inside you're dead because you didn't embrace the reflection of someone allowing to tell you who you are and you doing the same. There's no verification of life. Life has to tell you that it sees your existence. A mirror is your reflection. Any human being that's in this world that get the opportunity to see another one is the mirror. It don't matter what color, creed, race you are. It's a verification that you exist. Giving you a little thought, like movie. Imagine walking in the desert and you walking for miles and you walking for miles and you see nothing. You see nothing. You see nothing. You see nothing. And then you see something. Well, you just now identified that something exists. You see life. And life verified that you exist. Don't walk in the desert and see nothing forever. I'm out.